beautiful stones. What should I pick? What should I pick? Let's pick these 3 rectangular ones. And let's pair them with some different metals. Instead of silver with this nice blue, we'll do black gunmetal. And what would we do with this picture jasper? Looks just like the desert to me. Lead, I'm going to say antique copper. Not too unusual for me, but still great. Let's use up the rest of it. And this is definitely carnelian or some kind of agate. But I think carnelian and agate are both almost the same stone. I mean, when you get the agate in that kind of orange. They're both quartz based, but I'll have to look up the exact minerals that determine the difference. In any case, let's try this dark, almost black, slightly brown antique brass color. See if you can get a better look at. But there you go. That's what this color really looks like. All right, let's do this. Start with the blue. These are all 20 gauge, by the way. Always check your hole first to make sure it'll take the gauge that you want to use. I'm going to take about, I don't want to run out. I don't care if I have a little bit of extra. I don't use this black gunmetal too much. So let's take a full, like, 4 feet, maybe 4.5 feet, 1 1/3 meters. These are all drilled straight through, so that makes it easy. Put it through. Ooh, barely fits. In fact, it doesn't even fit on that. Sometimes try it on both sides. Look at that. Slides right in that side. There's like some kind of little catch on the other side. You gotta be careful too. If it barely fits like this and it's scratching, it can scrape the coating off of your wire, leaving it bare. If that's not something you want to happen. That doesn't really bother me because I know underneath is copper. Copper looks like a bright gold and orange, but you know, once the copper tarnishes, it turns dark anyway, and it'll blend in with the black. But it doesn't seem to be scratching. It feels like it is, but it's not. I think we're good. I'm just trying to find the exact middle so you don't waste too much wire. And remove these guys, excuse me. Look how pretty that stone is. Let's look at that for a second. Wow. Wow. It looks like a landscape from an aerial view, like from an airplane. Except it looks like a mountainous landscape, but it also looks like the ocean. So it could be like an underwater landscape, like from a sci-fi movie or something, or like some underwater sea adventure. They're discovering the lost city of Atlanta, Georgia. Anyway, let's bend this guy around here. Come around. Got ourselves a nice little loop there for the top of our bail. And ooh, which side do we want to show? Kind of like that side. I like this side too. We started here, we'll just stick with it. All right, and we're just gonna come around here. Give this guy a nice twist to hold him in his spot. That'll be good. And we're going to do our signature swirl, but we're going to try to put the swirl right in the far corner. See, that's my excuse to pretend I'm acting a little different. So it's not the same thing that you keep seeing in the same videos. Let's put the swirl way in this corner over here. In this corner, we have black gunmetal swirl. And let's swirl him all the way down, almost to the bottom. So he's like right there. Wank. And then to hold his spot, let's twist him in behind his back. Like that, and what are we going to do on this side? I want to do something different. Let's just come straight up like this. I feel like that's a nice look, right? And then, what are we going to do? We wrapped around the neck once to anchor it, right? Now let's do something really wild. But what shall it be? What shall it be? I don't know. I know. Let's come around the back like this. Get these strands, make sure they're not crossing over each other too much. Keep them side by side. Okay. Let's come around the back, right? And let's just come straight down across here and do something like that. So press it tight. Try not to bump the camera. It comes straight down. Start to curve this way, but then surprise everyone by curving up like that. And then make this loop, make them separate into a loop-de-loop where they kind of branch off a little bit. Let's separate them here too. That's kind of cool. And that's not super revolutionary, but come up here. I want to do one more shoulder, one more across the shoulder, right? So just do one more, like, that looks too, I don't like that. I like it like that. That's good. I like that. I don't know why. I just like that. Okay. We'll come around here. You know what? If I come around like this, this part here is going to be really snaggable. This is going to be able to pop right off. So I'm not going to be greedy. Plus, I'm covering up too much of this pretty stone, right? So let's forget the shoulder, okay? Let's just undo this. It's in the back anyway, so it won't matter. And we're just going to come straight up to the top here like that. And we'll scarf him. Just cut it across, make sure you have 2 tabs that are nice and tuckable. Cut them again if they're not quite tuckable. Tuck them in. Bam, all done. This is all tight, this is good, everything's good. We like it, we love it, we want some more of it. It's a little different. Now I want this to be a little more diagonal. It's going too straight across. I want it to be more diagonal. So I'm just gonna pull it with my fingernail. And there you go, I like that, I really like that. In fact, I want this to kind of curve more. And I want this, there we go, that's what I kind of want it to curve up like that. That's good. I like that. Press it tight. Feeling it. I'm feeling it. I want these to kind of curve up a little more. There we go. All right. That works for me. Let's do the next one. This, I like to call it desert sediment, but it's really just picture jasper, I'm pretty sure. You guys can tell me if you think it's something different. This is so pretty though, wow. Anyway, we're taking the rest of our antique copper 20 gauge. I love that red color. It's my favorite color to wrap with. Copper is so smooth, makes nice round curves, doesn't make those icky sharp corners that some of that new silver plated stuff does. So again, we're going to bring it to the middle. It's drilled straight through, so it's easy. This time I'm going to try not to cover too much of the face of the stone. Let's try to do this minimalist. Really just keep the stone showing the beauty. Plus, I don't want to make this video take like 17 hours, so. Bring it to the middle again. Do our signature. Crimp. Make a loop at the top. This is just always a good way to start. I've never found a problem with this if you have the hole drilled straight through the stone. Twist this to make it secure. Now, what do we want to do? We could just really go around the periphery of it. You got to be careful that it doesn't slide back and forth, but I think I'm going to come around this periphery like this. I'm going to do almost do my signature swirl, but I'm going to try not to go across the face of the stone too much. So, like this, and I'm just going to do the tiniest swirl, like just once around for each strand. So it's not going to be like a huge distraction from the prettiness of the rest of the stone. Pulling that tighter. I want that a little tighter. Okay, so we got this nice little tight loop. let's just, should we go straight down? Why not? Let's try it. Let's just go straight down. Look at that. We're not even... Okay, now I could just keep going around the periphery, but I have to do a little something or it's just going to look a little too naked. And that's just, you know, you got to give your stone a little modesty, at least the pretending of modesty, like the illusion of modesty, you know, like the way people are like, they look at a bikini and they say, oh yeah, that's modest, everything is good, we're safe. Let's see, we'll bend that. So got just a nice little, in fact I'm going to do less than that. I'm going to come up even higher. Just come across, right across the shoulder, just like a little shawl, like just coming across the shoulder there, right? I'm going to wrap it around here, and are we done? Do we do any more? Well, I feel like this is a little too empty, and these are all the pretty parts. There's really not, that's kind of a little bit less exciting, so we're just going to come across here, and we're going to do a little squiggle. That's it. Just a little squiggle to be different. Something totally different. Just a tiny little tight, you got to go back and forth, you got to pinch it tight with your thumb to really make it work.
Excuse me, kind.
Believe it or not, making this teeny tiny little squiggly is a lot harder. It takes a lot more finger pressure to get it very tight than making a bigger one. But that's even more than I wanted to do, but that will work because it's not obscuring too much of the really prettiness stuff, the beautiful stuff in this. And we'll come back up here. Look at that, you could wear it this way too. This is totally reversible. Looks good on both sides. We have done this stone justice, I feel. Let's scarf him again. Scarfing is so relaxing once you get really good at it. It's not even really good. You just kind of flow it with it like butter. And we'll cut the ends and tuck in the sharp tabs we left over. Gently pinch them right into the bowl made by the scarf, and boom, we're done. We're done. That's different. I like that. There we go. All right, and number 3. It's carnelian. Where's the front? Where's the back? I'm gonna say I like it. That's about right. I'm gonna take this weird dark brass, very dark brass. Once again, no surprises. Take it to the middle. Take it to the middle. Crimp. Make a loop. Twist the loop. Fold the top and bottom over. Pick a place to put your swirl. Again, I'm going to put the swirl really dark in here because this is pretty banding. I don't want to cover up that too much. But there's just the dark orange down here. That's not really anything really crazy that we want to worry about covering. This one we're gonna do the corner. I'm gonna wrap it around the corner like that, and then to hold it tight, we're gonna twist it on this side. And let's see again. Can we do something more creative than normal? Got a little better of a bend. Yep, I'm gonna do what I did before. I'm gonna come up to the top. I normally don't do this. Just come straight up to the top like this and wrap around the scarf once. And I'm gonna come down. So this is coming straight up. That's secure. And I'm just gonna come down with some squiggles. I'm gonna start out tight, right? And then I'm gonna slowly spread them out. Is that it? Are we done? Can we squeeze in one more? Should we be greedy or should we end it? Let's be greedy. Let's push these a little tighter. A little tighter. all around. And we're going to squeeze in one more. Coming around, let's see. Now that was not too greedy. That looks awesome. What do you guys think? In fact, we're gonna loop it around the opposite way as we close it, like this, like that. Okay. To make that loop a little tighter so it doesn't disappear on this edge of the stone. All right. We're even gonna come up a little bit. These playing around with these tiny little details of each curve can really make or break a piece. I mean, you think, oh, I wrap it, it's secure, that's it. But like as you get into the beauty of it, like just the angle of a curve, whether it's a little bit more diagonal, a little bit more straight, can totally change the whole balance of how the piece looks. So, you know, once you really get into this, don't be afraid to really take your time and get your piece to look just the way you want. And again, but you know, there's the balance, because you don't want to go crazy, you don't want to obsess, you don't want to beat yourself up if it doesn't come out right. Believe me, like the first stone I wrapped didn't make me as happy as this stone is just making me so happy. Part of learning how to get these curves just the way I want them is just doing it hundreds and hundreds of times, and sometimes half the time. Even today they don't come out the way I like, and I just go with it and I push through, and I accept a piece that's only half as good as I want it to be. And by doing so, I open myself up to allow myself the freedom to mess up, to get better, to slowly, incrementally get a little better each time, and to really have fun. So we're going to bring these, we're going to finish these like that, right? Nice, nice. Now how do we get this to get back up to here to scarf it? Well, we're going to use this part right here, which is going to tie it all together and also secure it. We're going to take this, and I'm holding this very tight. I don't want to lose this pattern by pulling on the back side. So I'm going to take this and just carefully thread it through here. Like that, pull. I'm holding real tight here because, again, you heard what I just said. And get the pliers. It's the first time I picked up the pliers with this piece. It's always fun to say that. Okay, check. Did I mess it up? Nope, looks same. Looks good. Do the same thing with this one. Thread it through. This is another cool thing about copper, that when you have copper with that really smoothness that doesn't have like that weird silver, it's a lot easier to thread through difficult places. And now we're just going to bring these together, bring them up to the top, and just continue the scarfing. That doesn't even look bad from this side. It doesn't look great, but if it happens to flip over on the person's neck and they wear it on this side, it's still going to look kind of cool. But that is the beauty. Oh, I just love the simplicity of it. It's just, just ignore me while I enjoy the piece. Scarf it. You don't want to go too high. You want to leave a little bit of the beauty of the curve. So do we go around one more time? Like this? We can. Or we can stop it right there. I feel like stopping it right there is better. Let's not be greedy. So we open it up right there. Cut just enough to have 2 tabs to tuck in. See that? We grab them. Bring them towards the bowl that's formed by the middle of the scarf. And then we pinch them carefully, sometimes one at a time, sometimes both, however is working. And we jam them real deep in there so they never come out to scratch anyone, and the whole piece is held secure from it. Look at that. I don't have to add any more wire. I don't have to add anything. We are good. Now you can turn these a quarter turn, so you can put a rope or a cord or a chain through it, quarter turn, or you could do what I do and put 2 or 3 jump rings. I like to do that because it gives a little more fanciness at the top, and the jump rings kind of mirror the scarfing. If you put 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 of them, try to find jump rings. You don't have to find jump rings that exactly match your metal, but try to find jump rings that blend in pretty well. Like you wouldn't want to do this dark copper with silver jump rings. That would look too harshly weird. Okay?